In an era where technology defines our lives, the story of Jonathan James, a gifted young hacker, captures the complexities of youth, curiosity, and the moral dilemmas that come with exceptional talent. At just 15 years old, Jonathan is not your average teenager. While others are consumed by video games, he immerses himself in the world of coding and digital systems. His journey begins in the shadows of the internet, where the allure of hacking piques his interest. This narrative explores Jonathan's evolution from an intrigued novice to a daring hacker, highlighting his thrilling exploits, the dangers of his actions, and his eventual quest for redemption. Jonathan James was a bright 15-year-old with an insatiable love for computers and technology. While other kids spent their afternoons immersed in video games or sports, Jonathan dedicated countless hours to learning how to code and understanding the intricacies of computer systems. He devoured books and online courses, each new concept fueling his fascination. One fateful night, as he browsed through various tech forums, he stumbled upon a captivating thread about hacking. Intrigued, he began to read the gripping stories of infamous hackers who had managed to infiltrate some of the most secure systems in the world. Each tale of daring exploits ignited a thrill within him. He couldn't help but fantasize about becoming part of that elite group of digital pioneers who pushed boundaries and challenged the status quo. After months of dedicated practice, Jonathan decided it was time to test his skills on a much grander scale. He set his sights on NASA. The very thought made his heart race with a mix of nervousness and excitement. He spent days researching NASA's security protocols, meticulously analyzing the system for potential weaknesses. With determination fueling his efforts, he prepared himself for this monumental challenge, knowing the risks involved. Late one night, when the world around him was silent, he took the plunge, carefully entering NASA's database. As lines of code began to fill his screen, he felt a surge of adrenaline. He worked swiftly, acutely aware that time was not on his side and that he had to avoid detection at all costs. Once inside NASA's system, Jonathan experienced an exhilarating rush that he had never felt before. He navigated through a treasure trove of files containing sensitive information about satellites, cutting-edge research, and top-secret projects. However, just as he was about to download critical data, an alarming alert flashed on his screen. Intrusion detected. Panic surged through him. He knew he had to think quickly to avoid capture. His mind raced as he devised a new strategy, attempting to cover his tracks while desperately trying to escape the situation he had created. Jonathan worked furiously, his fingers flying over the keyboard as he created diversions to mask his digital footprints. His heart raced with each passing second, knowing that every move counted. He managed to download some valuable files, but the urgency of his situation weighed heavily on him. With one last, calculated command, he erased any trace of his presence from the system and logged off, feeling a complex mix of triumph and terror wash over him. He had accomplished something extraordinary, yet the thrill was tainted by the understanding of the gravity of his actions. In the days that followed, the reality of his hack set in as news broke about a significant security breach at NASA. Jonathan watched in horror as the reports flooded in, each headline a stark reminder of what he had done. A whirlwind of emotions engulfed him, pride for his skills and fear for the consequences. He had skirted dangerously close to being caught, and the thrill of the hack quickly morphed into a suffocating anxiety that gnawed at him, leaving him questioning the path he had chosen. Despite the looming dread of discovery, Jonathan found himself irresistibly drawn to the idea of hacking once more. His curiosity about the vast realm of digital secrets only deepened. He began researching military systems, fascinated by the hidden knowledge and the potential for greater exploits. Weeks turned into months as he meticulously planned his next move, knowing that this time he needed to be smarter, more strategic, and infinitely more careful. The thrill of the chase was too intoxicating to ignore, even as the weight of his previous actions bore down on him. The day of Jonathan's second attempt arrived, and he felt an exhilarating mix of nervousness and excitement coursing through him. As he accessed the military system, it was as if he were embarking on the ultimate adventure. He navigated through a labyrinth of complex files, uncovering sensitive information about advanced technologies and military operations. Each discovery further fueled his adrenaline, pushing him deeper into the digital underworld he had chosen. Just when Jonathan felt that everything was going smoothly, a chilling alert shattered his focus. Intrusion detected, lockdown initiated. His heart sank as he realized he had underestimated the military's formidable security measures. Time was of the essence, and he had to act quickly to avoid being caught in a trap of his own making. Thinking on his feet, Jonathan devised a plan to flood the system with fake alerts, hoping to confuse the security team. The clock was ticking down, and he knew he had only minutes to erase his presence and execute his escape. As he initiated his escape plan, the weight of his choices loomed large in his mind, creating an overwhelming sense of urgency mixed with fear. With his heart racing and adrenaline pumping, Jonathan pressed the final keys of his escape plan. He severed his connection to the military system, feeling a wave of relief wash over him. He had managed to evade capture once again, but the euphoria of his success was overshadowed by an unsettling emptiness. While he had achieved something remarkable, the risks he took began to feel increasingly burdensome. In the weeks that followed, Jonathan lived in a state of perpetual anxiety. The thrill of hacking had transformed into a constant fear of being discovered. Every siren he heard or unexpected knock on the door sent his heart racing, a reminder that he was living on the edge. The weight of his actions weighed heavily on him, leaving him trapped in a cycle of worry and regret. As time passed, Jonathan began to reassess his choices and the path he had been following. He realized he could channel his talents into a more constructive outlet, using his skills to protect systems rather than attack them. One day he received an anonymous message about a group seeking talented hackers to join their cause. Their mission was to expose vulnerabilities in systems to help keep people safe, a tantalizing proposition that forced Jonathan to confront a pivotal choice: continue living in fear or take a leap into a new, positive direction. After much contemplation and wrestling with his conscience, Jonathan decided to reach out to the group. He yearned to use his abilities to help others rather than cause harm. This decision marked a significant turning point in his life, symbolizing his transformation from a young hacker into a protector of the digital realm. He felt a renewed sense of purpose, ready to contribute to a cause that aligned with his values. Jonathan understood that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but he was determined to embrace this new chapter. By choosing to wield his skills for good, he hoped not only to redeem himself, but also to make a tangible difference in the world of cybersecurity. The thrill of the hack had led him to a place where he could find belonging and a sense of community as he aimed to make the world a safer place, one line of code at a time. As Jonathan reflects on his tumultuous journey from a reckless hacker to a determined protector of cybersecurity, he realizes that true strength lies not in the ability to breach systems, but in the courage to use his skills for good. By choosing to join a group focused on safeguarding digital landscapes, he embraces a transformative path that promises both challenges and opportunities for growth. Jonathan's story serves as a poignant reminder of the duality of technology. It can empower or destroy, depending on how it is wielded. In this new chapter of his life, he stands poised to make a meaningful impact, illustrating that every line of code can contribute to a safer world. Through his experiences, Jonathan learns that the greatest adventures often lie not in breaking barriers, but in building bridges.